Well, major alert to share with you guys today. There are home invasions happening all across the United States of America. And quite frankly, no one is telling you about what is going on. In fact, this administration hasn't even mentioned it. So on today's broadcast, I wanted to bring on an insider who's in the know, and he is actually an Emmy Award winning investigative journalist. And he's done a lot of research on this topic. And I thought, hey, why not bring him on? Because my heart is to keep you guys protected from things that could happen to you, especially things like home invasion. So, John, are you with me over there?
I'm here, Lisa.
So, tell everybody a little bit about yourself briefly.
Well, gosh, where do I begin? My name's John Summer. I spent 30 years in broadcast journalism. I'm just really curious. I'm skeptical. I'm always looking out for the latest kind of a story or a scam that would affect me and my family and your viewers and listeners' families and so on. And something that really has kind of come up in the last couple of years, Lisa, is something called title theft or deed theft or house stealing, is what the FBI has coined it. And the latest thing, where I love this term, is called title pirates. And basically, what this is if you own a home or you have property of any kind, and nowadays, people are really kind of thinking about the stock market and maybe gold or Bitcoin and all the stuff that's going on. People are going crazy with that. But Lisa, most people don't think about their biggest investment, which is their home or their property. And it is up for grabs. And with the internet and with artificial intelligence, it is so easy to be able to steal the deed or the title to your home and then leverage it into a loan or multiple loans or selling the property or whatever. And then they can do it so easily, and then they're gone before you ever know about it. And most people have never even heard about this particular crime, but it's a big deal right now.
Now, I guess, how do public records and information accessibility contribute to that? Like, I mean, okay, so a lot, like I've been asked before, okay, how can somebody easily get my information? What is it that makes the process easy for these people to steal your homes, if you get my drift?
I do. And it's so easy because in the old days, say 25, 30 years ago, when the FBI first identified this crime, Lisa, you would actually have to go and forge documents, go down to the county clerk's office. You'd need a notary stamp, and you could make it look good, and people would do it. They could actually do this crime. But nowadays, with the internet and with artificial intelligence and everything about you and all of your listeners is available online right now. So I can find out anything about you or anybody else, go online, forge the proper documents very easily. And most of these transfers can take place online right now. You don't even have to go to the county clerk's office. And then once you've transferred somebody's property into your name, then and your viewers and listeners know that there are people out there right now that say, I will buy your property or I'll give you a loan on your property. and and you can do that very easily. And you can, once you have on paper the title of the property, you can take out loans or multiple loans. And then you're gone before the owner of the property ever knows that they've been taken advantage of. And 2, 3 months down the road, they get a document from the loan company that says, "Hey, you haven't paid up on your loans," and so on. I didn't take out that loan, or I didn't take out a equity loan, or whatever. Yes, you did. It said you did on this piece of paper, and you're, to coin a term, screwed because somebody else did it and you didn't know it.
And that's the thing. Okay, so I have actually known someone personally who has been, unfortunately, I didn't even know about home title lock back then, but I know somebody personally who has been through that, had to go to court, years on court. They had LifeLock. LifeLock didn't help them. A lot of people think, oh, I have that. That's what it is. And that's why I say you're not really being told about this to a lot of you listening out there, because you're not. Nobody is really sharing the awareness. And I guess, are you seeing a lot of people taken advantage of through this scheme because it's not that knowledgeable and out there for people to protect themselves? You know what I'm asking? Is there a spike and increase in that kind of crime?
Yeah, it's huge right now because most people, even law enforcement departments, aren't aware really of just how big of a deal this is, and they're only now starting to name it as a crime. But Lisa, you mentioned something like LifeLock. That's identity theft. That's a whole different thing. What we're talking about is the deed to your property, to your home. And it doesn't have to be a home, it can be open land. Here on the Central Coast of California, we've had so many cases of people that just own open property that's not developed. They're not watching out for it, and people come in and they transfer the deed to it in their name and they take out a loan on it. It's so easy to do, but it's not identity theft, which is what you were talking about before. It's actually the title to their property. And there are companies out there right now, and there's one in particular that I think you mentioned, Home Title Lock at hometitlelock.com. In fact, I have a really good story for you. My wife and I just put our property on the market. We're selling our house. And I got a notification from Home Title Lock because I'm a client. And I thought, well, this is kind of weird because we know what's going on with our property. And the alert was that our home went on MLS, which is the multiple listing service that most real estate companies use to be able to market properties right now. And all they did was say, hey, your house is on the MLS. And I thought, wow, just to be able to tell me that that's happening is a big deal. So it's not just, to alert you if your property is being scammed or whatever. It's just they are monitoring your property. And here's what they do. They monitor the property 24/7, which you can't do. You're not going to go down to the county clerk's office and watch over your title or deed all the time. The second thing is, Lisa, they will alert you if there's something funky going on with the property. And hey, did you take out a equity loan or whatever? The third thing is, and this is the most important, is that if there is something fishy going on and somebody actually is able to kind of steal the title and take out a loan or sell it or whatever, there are all kinds of different ways to do this. They will work with you to be able to restore the title back into your rightful name, as opposed to having to go through the court system. You're going to have to hire an attorney. It's very expensive. It's time intensive. Sometimes it takes years. And for some people, it's just the most extreme thing that can happen in their life. It's life changing if you have to deal with this. Home Title Lock will work with you to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, and I want to encourage you guys, go to hometitlelock.com/Lisa Haven, because right now they are giving my audience an extra special thing that they are doing. If you use the coupon code Lisa, you'll get it free for 14 days. But even the better part, they will give you a free title history check on your home. So make sure you at least do that. It's free for 14 days. You get that check. At least you know what's going on. But hometitlelock.com/Lisa Haven. And I've obviously had that on the screen here as well. But I mean, You mentioned a lot of stuff there, and my heart is this because, like I said at the beginning, I know somebody who has been, and I just don't want anybody to have to go through that. And then the other thing is, anyone can be a victim of this, right? I mean, you own a home, you're there, and a lot of us, our home is our everything, is our most expensive asset or our best asset. In a lot of people's cases, not everyone, obviously, people diversify, but I mean, it's hard to lose that nest egg that we have tried so hard to keep. And that's why I have such a heart for it. But what are some of the most effective strategies and technologies available for preventing this kind of fraud?
Well, Lisa, as you mentioned, I mean, just getting a service like Home Title Lock, it's not expensive. It's peace of mind. Most people, again, I mean, everybody's looking at the stock market, you know, and all this kind of stuff, and they're freaking out. Most people are just not thinking about their home. And, you know, you get a Ring camera, for instance, and you can watch out if somebody breaks into your house and they steal your jewelry or antiques or whatever. That's the kind of stuff people are thinking about, but they're not thinking about the title or the deed to their property. And it is up for grabs. I'm telling you, it's so easy to be able to take that. And all you need is a service, and Home Title Lock is the best out there. I've done a lot of research on this kind of stuff, and they're a company that I totally recommend. It's not expensive to be able to use this service, and it's just one less thing you have to think about. You know, in this day and age, I mean, there's just so much stuff going on out there that you can get taken advantage of, and to be able to have your home monitored and watched over with something like Home Title Lock, HometitleLock.com. Just go on there, look at, you know, do your own due diligence. Don't take my word for it, but I'm telling you, it's just one less thing you have to think about right now.
And I agree wholeheartedly. You don't want to wait until disaster happens to act. You want to act before that disaster comes. And you know, and bottom line, they're not breaking any doors and windows into your home. They're doing this under the radar with a simple stamp from a notary. And unfortunately, it's happening. And unfortunately, it's getting easier and easier to do because our government is not doing anything to prevent it, at least at this time. And so we need to start taking actions ourselves. Just like we prep for food, just like we get ready for disaster, I think this is something that we can also prep for. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, they're not watching out for you. You have to do it for yourself. And this is the best way to do it, Lisa. HometitleLock.com.
Yes. And just for you guys out there, remember, go to HometitleLock.com/Lisa Haven. The link is in the description box below. It'll also be pinned in the comments. But also make sure you use that coupon code Lisa, because then that is going to give you 14 days free on top of a free title history report. Bottom line, at least get that. At least find out if there's something going on. And of course, they'll be there as well. So thank you so much for coming on the broadcast, John. I truly appreciate it. And I love the fact that you have that reporter background and you've switched gears a little bit, and then but at least you knew, okay, there is a gap, here's what I need to fill, and here's how I'm going to attack it. So I appreciate you for that.
I'm looking out for my family and yours.
And I believe that. And same with you guys listening. But anyhow, thank you guys so much for coming on the broadcast. Again, all the information can be found below. And I love each and every single one of you. And I hope you guys are having a great week. I'm Lisa Haven, and that was John Summer signing out.